Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Love doing this kind of video where I kind of compile some things, a really random selection of things actually. I mean, I'm not following any sort of theme like face, eyes, lips. I just kind of like to do these sorts of videos as they come, as the products naturally become discovered by me. But it's times when I feel like drugstore products definitely, without a doubt, beat out the more expensive high-end alternative. I do have another video that I did a lot like this, so I'll link to that one below if you really enjoy this kind of theme. But yeah, these are situations where maybe you've heard a thing or two about the different high-end products, but I'm telling you here, they're not worth it. You don't have to go there and spend that much. And as I show some little demos throughout the video, kind of in the background, I'm going to be using all the drugstore stuff, so that's what the finished look is really all drugstore. First thing I want to talk about is this product from BECCA, and it's called the Anti-Fatigue Under Eye Primer, and it's this kind of mint green colored cream here, and it feels a lot like a lip balm, I would say. The first thing I really noticed about it was how it almost felt like it went cream to powder. That might be a bit of an exaggeration there, but it's like creamy and then it very immediately goes away and you don't feel any creaminess. And I feel like, why would I want to put something on my under eye area that wasn't just adding extra hydration? I feel like almost anybody can use a little extra hydration there. Also, I've kind of picked at my glitter nails, so I have a few fingers where I don't have anything on them, so just think of those as accent fingers. But another thing with this is it's calling itself anti-fatigue, and I'm thinking, why is there no like cooling sensation with this? Wouldn't that totally help with like depuffing, you know, prepping that area? And I've got two products right offhand that I think definitely do everything I would want in this area. And one of them is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut Water Primer Stick. Also, e.l.f. has their Prep and Hydrate Balm, but both of these are big sticks here that you can put on your under eye area. You could really wear them all over the face if you wanted to, but they're nice and smooth. They almost melt down on the skin and do add some extra hydration. So even though I use an eye cream, I find this extra hydration to be helpful, but they're also cooling. So they're super refreshing when you put it on that under eye area and you're adding some moisture so you're not going to be all dry underneath your concealers and stuff. But also I can visibly see that area depuff. And I also like to use my little eye roller. I call it a roller, but the thing doesn't really roll. This little aluminum ball thing from Real Techniques that you can run around that area, and that is intense cooling. But I gave this BECCA thing a lot of shots and I was like, what's special about this? I kept trying to see what makes this, you know, worth a high-end price tag. And I end up thinking, nope, the Hard Candy's better, the e.l.f.'s better for sure. Here's another thing that I've been experimenting with a little bit. I've got this product from Charlotte Tilbury called Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash. This is like some liquid glow that you could put over your foundation. You could use it kind of as a spotlighted highlight. You could use it under your foundation, kind of like a glowy primer. And that's the way I've been kind of experimenting with this quite a bit. It's got a nice little squeezy tube design there. The bottle is of course beautiful. I love the Charlotte Tilbury packaging. But whenever I use this, I feel like the effect kind of disappears from my skin. And what I end up seeing, like I look up really close and I can see some small flecks of glitter. I can see where the product has been. You know, it's leaving a little bit of a trail, but it's not like all hanging together in this nice fluid glow. To me, it just seems like a much cheaper effect on the skin than I would expect from something with this price tag, right? And so recently, you guys may have seen me use in my CoverGirl video, this CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow Luminizing Lotion, and this is in the shade Daybreak, so this would be the color that I think is comparable to at least the effect that the Tilbury product is trying to pull off. And this one, yes, it does have a faint smell of corn chips. I mentioned that there. It's just got a little odd smell to it, but you don't notice it once you've, you know, put it all over your skin. That kind of goes away. There's a little sweetness in there too. Like, I don't know what they were trying to achieve with the scent, honestly, but the more I play with this, the more I do really like the effect. It makes a really nice primer on the skin, and the glow, you know what I mean about kind of a pearly glow that sort of hangs together on your skin? There's not itty bitty bits of sparkle that are kind of standing out and you're like, what's this actually doing? No, it's very obvious, I think, what this is doing. And to top it off, another function of this, it can be a nice liquid highlight too. I would say it gives my skin some added moisture before I put my foundation on, if you're looking for that. And the extra glow too. And I will say, the more sheer the foundation is that you put on top of this, the more that glow matters, I guess you'd say. Because if you put a really full coverage matte foundation on top, it kind of takes away that effect, as you might expect. This could also be a nice mix-in product to sheer out or perhaps change the finish of different foundations. If you mix it in with it, you will see some effect. But yeah, I definitely prefer the CoverGirl over this one, even with that strange old scent. Now let's talk about a foundation here. Wow, this foundation from DIOR. I don't know if I've ever tried a DIOR foundation before, but this is the Forever Undercover 24-hour full coverage foundation. And I feel like I've tried a lot of good long-wearing foundations from the drugstore lately, so when I saw this on Sephora's website, I thought, you know, let's give that a try. Let's see how a product like this actually measures up to some of the other ones that I like. I have this in the shade 20, and I am not a fan, guys. I'm really not a fan of the way this wore. Yes, it did stay on my skin. I won't say 24 hours because I didn't even test it that long, but it stayed, you know, from my 6 in the morning till like 10 at night time frame. It was definitely still present on my skin. It didn't even seem to wear down on my oily areas, but that being said, it did not look pretty. Like, the coverage on it truly is pretty good. It says full coverage, but it's not the fullest coverage thing that I own, but it exaggerated so much texture on my skin that I didn't even think it was there. Like, I look at myself after dinner time up close in the mirror and I'm like, is this really my skin? Do I really have all these problems? Like, I was looking across my forehead and it looked so textured. My under eyes looked like, it was practically like this foundation was just put on and then it kind of shrink wrapped, like it just kind of shrunk on my skin. And there are, I would say, a handful of drugstore foundations that I like better than this, but let's first just spotlight a favorite that I love so much, and I feel like I loved it before it was even cool here on YouTube. The Superstay from Maybelline 24-hour foundation. This stuff is full coverage. It looks really fresh all day. And by the way, it's truly full coverage, I feel. I think if you want coverage, it's the best full coverage foundation in the drugstore. I wear Warm Nude, which is a little dark for me, but I haven't gone ahead and bought anything lighter. It's amazing how this looks on my skin late in the day. It seems fresh. It doesn't seem like, wow, that must have been applied 12 hours ago or whatever. This one, I'm just not impressed with the wear down at all. And like I said, the coverage could be a little better. Next up, we've got the thing that kind of prompted the idea for this video. When I tried it, I thought, no way, there's gotta be a better drugstore one. And I know there is because I've been using drugstore liquid highlights now for quite some time. THEBALM, my precious THEBALM, a brand that I really love, put out Mary Luminizer in a liquid form and called it Mary Duminizer. So great name choice. I love that. It's a liquid highlight with a wand applicator here. It looks very metallic, very pronounced, as you can see. Problem is, I feel like it sets literally on contact. Like, I swipe this on my skin and I can barely put down that wand fast enough to get it blended out. Like, it just really clings in there, and it's hard because I only want to apply so much pressure to a highlight that's sitting on top of, you know, foundations and concealers that I've artfully blended out on my skin, you know, tried to. You only want to have to do so much rubbing, and this sets entirely too fast. Although the look, you know, if it would be able to maybe have a little more moisture in it and not set so fast, that would be a really pretty liquid highlight. But we have options, y'all. We have the NYX Away We Glow, which I used that today because I don't know that I've demoed this one a whole lot. It's super brightening. You don't have to work real quickly with it. I mean, I wouldn't just hang around and go make my coffee and then come back and blend it because it'd probably be set by then. Same deal with the Makeup Revolution liquid highlight in Champagne. I love, love, love this one too. I think you've seen me use this on my skin more recently, but both, you know, you don't want to take forever on them, but they don't rush you really. There's just more ease with it. With this Mary Duminizer, I physically like can't move fast enough to get that blended out. But how about that Away We Glow on my skin today? Don't you love that? Here's another brand that I typically love, and this is a product that I wouldn't call bad, but I'm seeing drugstore do it way better, and it's from Bite, and it's their lip liners, okay? I got this number 36. It came in that Champagne Discovery kit, and here's why I like it. It's truly a wonderful shade. It's like the lip liner color, the deep neutral. That's so my jam. The spice colored lip liner can work with so many different looks. It's so versatile versatile and great to have. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I'm really disappointed in how dry this is and how much it kind of pulls across the skin. And I think about how wonderful and luxurious feeling their lipsticks are, and this kind of feels honestly a little cheap. And especially when I've been using my Color Riche matte lip liners. This is the one called Matte-stermind, and you watch how fast this thing sweeps across my lips. It's a lip pencil. It's not extra wide. It doesn't have some unusual size to it. It's the same size as the Bite, but I can fly across my lips with this. And I've got it swatched right below the Bite one. It's a nice kind of warmish neutral shade with a little rose in it, little dusty rose. I also love Matte's It, which is a bit cooler. There you go, there's the full lineup. That's Matte's It on the bottom, that's Matte-stermind in the middle, and that's the Bite one up top. And I just get so much full-on color with these. It's just wonderful. And then you can move on and do whatever you want with them, like leave them as a matte lip color in themselves. Today I took the Angel Tears and I went on top of Matte-stermind, and that's my lip look today. But yeah, I think that's been one of the first products from Bite where I've really been scratching my head with it, thinking this doesn't seem super consistent with the quality that I see all throughout the rest of their line. So that's it, guys. That's 5 times when a drugstore product completely did it better than high-end. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see more. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, please, and click the bell so you can be notified when there is a new video. I really enjoy this kind of video, so I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for the next batch of products like this. But thank you guys so much for your time and support, and I will see you next time. Bye!